Well, we usually, because we shoot Monday through Friday, we usually go to a church to find out, because they're pretty much empty during the weeks. And so we went to one church the first year, and then they find out shall we say, the depth and breadth of our show and what it deals with.
Yes.
And a church says, no more. We don't want this kind of show at on our lot.
Right.
And so we had to go to another one. We have been through now our fourth church, for finding parking lots. Yeah. And it's like,
what about the Church of Satan?
Church of Satan is next.
Is there one in Albuquerque?
Could you guys talk about the evening that you shot this?
Oh, this is definitely the coldest.
Look at that!
Nights.
How beautiful that is, Michael. Oh,
wow. That was a magic hour shot. We sat around waiting for that exact moment so that everything would fall into place. Everybody Bryan, like 45 minutes, right? 40 minutes, just waiting.
Yeah.
And you had the cameras up on scissor lifts, and they were very, very high, and it was windy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And cold.
It was very cold. I think with the wind chill factor, it brought it down into the teens, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really? It was that cold?
And it was windy. And so all these shots were not only cold, but gusts of sand were blowing into our eyes and other orifices. And it was just brutal. Of course, on Bob, he had the worst of it because he had to be on his knees, handcuffed, and have this running monologue.
Yeah. And in the beginning, he had to
speak
speak Spanish, and he had no idea how to speak Spanish, but he learned it, and he did an amazing job.
Yeah, I remember after each take, you guys clearing your mouths, nose, and eyes.
Oh, and just
sand.
running directly right inside of the Winnebago or warming van.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I was having an Irish coffee at my ski chalet while you guys were shooting this.
Yeah, it was tough because as soon as they yelled cut, we'd run into that van and just like start. we were so cold. We were standing out there. I was trying not to shiver, right? It was like my guns hanging out there, and I'm like, oh.
It sounds unpleasant.
It was unpleasant.
I love this.
Probably the most unpleasant shooting day we've had.
I'm glad I was not there.
But it's also right outside the gate of the studio. It's right across the street. There's a big empty field, and where there's construction going on, and that pit right there is a drainage ditch for the 40,000 houses that are going to go into there at some later date.
This whole area is so beautiful now. It's going to look like Valencia, California in about 5 years. It's just going to be, which is nothing wrong with Valencia, but I mean, just houses upon houses.
Well, maybe not. Maybe not.
You don't think? Maybe.
Well, they stalled the production of it. I mean, the economic situation is tough everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And notice we're using the same masks as season one.
Season one,
which was one of my previous episodes, the last episode of season one.
When we're stealing the methylamine.
That's right.
So we had those silly little balls on top.
That's right.
Yeah, and they had those handmade for us.
That's right. Kathleen DeToro and her wonderful crew handmade those for you.
And they're color coded.
And I can picture them in the Smithsonian in about 20 years. What do you think?
Yeah.
Along with the RV. How cool would that be, though, seriously?
Oh, my God. When I read this scene, I got so excited. It's just him asking for
put the
dollar in my pocket, put the dollar in my pocket.
It makes us legally a client, and then we have client-lawyer privileges.
And then Jesse's like, I only got a 5.
Yeah. Give it the dollar. Like talking to the Weather Underground.
Yeah.
He had another. Yeah. For people under 55 years old, they want to know what the hell anybody's talking about.
Terry didn't know either. He asked me, "What's the Weather Underground?" Yeah. And I said, "It's like the Bader Meinhof."
Did you know that?
Yes, he did. Yes, well, you know,
growing up in Europe.
Yeah, well, that's it's the European version.
Look at that.
Ah, Michael.
Slovis.
Bader Meinhof was worse, right? No, whatever.
First DB Cooper, then Weather Underground. The kids are getting erections now, just thinking about that. Oh my God, I love these references.
We're going back to the Lindbergh cat kidnapping next. Yeah,
that's a Lindbergh, baby. I was kidnapped at 07:30.
We make ourselves happy, and that's all that's important.
Mm-hmm.
I love how there's like snot shining on his face. It's real, probably, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Lame-ass TV ads aside, your
This is back yet again in our room that we have our production meetings in. Yeah. I got to tell you though, Michael, you do such a great job making this room. We've used this room a half dozen times in a half dozen episodes. You make
this
it look,
white cube here.
Small white cube.
You do great though, man. You work it. You make it work. I don't know how you do it.
Can't thank you enough.
Let's start with a name.
We have to talk to you about your own real life property in Albuquerque that you've rented back to the studio for season 3. We won't get into the description of it, but it's all white, by the way. And Michael's not happy with it being all white.
I told them they could paint it, but they said, "No, we're shooting." I won't say what it's for or what the particulars are, but I have a condo in Albuquerque, and then we're using it as a location. And I told them they could paint it, but I think they ran out of time or money.
You just wanted to do that so you can get money back for spending.
No, I don't get a dime.
You don't rent it back.
No, I'm not renting it.
Oh,
We use
sucker.
Holly, my girlfriend Holly. We used her Mercedes in your episode you directed.
Yeah.
We didn't get any money for that either. No, I'm like I'm leaving it on the field, man. I'm like taking one for the team every time I turn around in this mofo.
You should buy a movie studio.
Yeah.
With all the money I would have made off of this stuff, I could have. No, you can't tell it on the screen, thank goodness. But we are dying on this show every week and week in and week out because we're so ambitious. We have such a great crew. We have such great actors, such great directors. I love my writing staff, Peter and all the other writers. We're bleeding blood every week to make the show on the very limited budget we have as good as it can be. So you take them for the team every now and then. God knows I do the least bleeding. It's the crew is always working insane hours and giving their all, and it's just I'm so impressed with the work that gets done on an 8-day. Keep in mind, everybody, this is 8 days of 12-hour days. Which it's so little time. Yeah.
12-hour days is what we hope for, but quite often we go more than that. And every crew, even though the cast we may be wrapped after 12 hours, the crew still has to wrap up.
I worded the way I worded that. I want to be precise. I mean, it's very little time in which to make, with all the insanely ambitious locations we're always going to, and yet the crew is working their butts off because, as you said, they're getting there early, they're wrapping out later. It's just it's long, grinding hours. In bad weather and just moving from place to place like gypsies, and it's amazing. It's just a testament to the crew and to the cast and everybody making the show how wonderful it looks and how much like I keep saying it looks like a movie. That's become kind of an old saw. I mean, there's a lot of bad looking movies. This thing looks like a brilliant Oscar-winning movie, week in and week out, to my way of thinking. So. Just hats off to all you guys.
I love this.
All right, there's our boy.
I have to mention the piece of music here, which Thomas Gould, say his name for me, Vince.
Goljubich
found for us. It's Calexo, and for me, the scene was always great, but when this music went up against it, suddenly this thing came alive, and it's.
It is, and I agree with you, although I realize now I've been insanely remiss, and I want to say, and we're hearing very little of the music on this playback as we do these commentaries, so I'm not speaking as I should be to how wonderful our music composed for us for this show by Mr. Dave Porter is. He's a wonderful extremely talented composer and musician, and he, of course, every week in and week out, you hear the opening theme song for Breaking Bad composed by him. But music comes from two sources on this show. Dave Porter, who composes for us, who writes music specifically written for this show, and then Thomas G., who finds pre-existing music, and they work together very well. They've worked together for, I believe, many years previous to Breaking Bad. They worked, hand in glove. These two guys work together, and Dave is such an artist, and Thomas G. has such wonderful taste, and the composed music written specifically for the show, and then the music found for us goes together so well that it's just I can't say enough about it. And I should have been speaking more about Dave Porter and the other the other three we did today, the other three of these commentaries. But he is a real talent. We're so lucky to have him. Used to work with Philip Glass, I believe, trained under him.
Okay, let's do this.
No. Oh my God, Jimmy's on the wrong bench. Crap. We're screwed. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing?
And this is Bryan. This is Bryan driving the Aztec.
Well, they sped that up a bit.
Yes,
Not
but
much.
And you see the back wheel lifts up.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
A little bit.
That's some American craftsmanship right there.
That's right.
Keeping all four wheels in the ground. Why do you need four wheels in the ground at all times?
Oh, I just love this next beat.
But Jimmy In and Out, a wonderful gentleman who sent us the sweetest letter after he'd played his part here. I like to bring him back because he was just such a nice guy.
He really is
Did a
very
great
sweet.
job. Very sweet man. And that is not his name. That's the character's name. Jimmy In and Out.
Aaron's body language. Here in this.
Hey, I thought that
I love the way you guys play this scene.
We're working, okay? So you gotta get out of here.
I love how you get hurt here coming up.
Schrader.
Something going down?
Wrong guy, other bench.
Doesn't that guy look like Mr. Drucker from Green Acres? Yes.
Move your ass now.
Okay, all right, listen.
He did a nice job.
Just go and leave you alone with it.
We're gonna leave just for it.
Should I back up or go forward?
That
All right, forward is better. I'll be out of the way then.
And some of
I'm
this.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
I think we wrote about 48% of that. The rest of it was you guys improvising.
I know, some great improv there.
Yeah.
Got him.
I like how this was directed too, because
He immediately pops
in
up
and out goes up.
and assumes the position. Yeah.
But coming up is one of my favorite moments because it is true. We have true improvisation here coming up. Right here, this shot.
Couldn't get the door open.
Yes.
This is not scripted. But you guys didn't break character. You just played it.
And you can hear off screen in the act before the sound work was done. The whole crew is breaking up, and you guys are
Nick and
staying
Andy are laughing,
right there
yeah.
with it.
And our wonderful post-production sound people had to very carefully snip out all the laughter, right, and cover it up.
And Heisenberg's
Yeah, I
real
did some
name?
ADR on that.
James Kilkelly. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Nice moment for Dean here.
Yeah. Thinking something's wrong.
Thank you.
I don't think he's buying it.
Yeah.
The mattress.
Yeah.
I enjoy the progress of Jesse's apartment through this season.
Slow but sure.
Yeah.
That's the kind of knock you want.
Yeah. Perfect timing.
I remember being single.
Sexy knock. The sexy knock. Nice. Yeah, look what she's wearing.
And she's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is. She's a cutie.
Kristen Ritter, I love you.
I remember having some minor meltdown saying, I wanted a king size. That's a queen size.
Did you really?
You're fired.
I think it might be the other way around.
Or was it?
Look at this move, though.
That is a king size, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Look at
Now, this is smooth, man. This is smooth. Nicely done, Aaron.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is how you do it.
Boom.
That's all I'm told.
Good move.
Oh, here we go.
Ah.
It's so rare we get a happy
Now we've
ending.
got the teenage boys.
Yes.
Matt Feet,
I
who's
love
one
it.
of our prop guys.
Oh, that's
I love
right.
this. Not even close. I was
That's you writing, right?
Yes, it is.
I taught at USC for quite a while, and I wanted to write that many times.
Is that
You dopey
yeah,
bastard.
not even a good try.
Stop spending your parents' money, you miserable.
Stop wasting your
Stop
parents.
wasting your parents' money.
You mind?
This is another great set that we see less and less of as the series progresses. But this is a wonderful set. built by our wonderful our wonderful construction coordinator and his crew, and designed by Rob King, and based on the real location in the pilot. That's the real real high school, and then from thence on, thus whatever forever after that, it was this set here, which was, and the art was really done by local Albuquerque students.
And in a moment, you'll see Terry and Mike use this art in a very interesting way on the shot of Walt coming up.
Oh yeah, right.
There's some very, very cool framing.
Bob's funny. I mean, not like your chop liver. I don't mean it like that.
No,
you guys are
it's
great
true.
together. You guys are great together.
All right.
Where do you keep the money? Is it in your mattress?
To me, one of the things that makes the scenes with Bob work is the reactions. In other words, he's so out there that it's really whoever it's your reactions, Bryan, that really sell this to me, because your character is so. This is desperately important.
Was that the finger on the painting?
Yeah,
pointing at Walt's head. Yeah, that's nice. Beautifully shot as always by Iron Mike Slovis.
Iron Mike.
Iron Mike.
For introductions, who knows? I'll tell you one thing: you've got the right product. Anything that gets the DEA's panties in this big a bunch, you're on to something special. And I would like to be a soft and silent.
I like how this purple in his tie matches with the purple in the painting there.
Not an accident.
No, there are very few. Well, there's accents and everything, but there's very few accents when it comes to color choices in this show. Between Mike and Kathleen DeToro and our production designer and Rob and
He's so perfect.
Oh,
very good.
What is Walt going to do?
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Nice.
Nicely done. Yeah.
Well done.
All right.
Hey, it's been fun.
It has been
Thanks
fun.
for joining us.
We did this out of order, so this is our last one, but this was fun.
And thank you again for buying the DVD.
Yes. Don't steal. Don't pirate.
Yeah, don't pirate.
Please buy.
Buy more.
Buy more.
Give us gifts.
Yeah, they make wonderful stocking stuffers. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everybody, for
Thanks, everybody.
being a fan, and thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.